Podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 Podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Before I start the review, I want to share some fan art that I got over on Twitter from Asylum117. I love it. I love all kinds of fan art. No, there's no skill level. If you draw my character and you do it, this one's really cool. I love the way it looks. And just send it over to me over on Twitter. I'll give you a shout out before a review. Normally, I kind of want to save fan art things for like good reviews and not necessarily my angry reviews where I'm going to be more like for lower decks where it's just nonstop just trashing something. So I was holding off on this one for a little while so I can actually attach it to a show that I actually like Amphibia. So thank you very much for the fan art. Anyone else out there, send it over to me on Twitter at C15 Podcast. You can hit me up over on the About page there's an email there, and even on the Discord if you want to just make sure you tag me in it so I see it. But thanks for the fan art. It was great, and I can't wait to get more. Getting back into Amphibia, I know I kind of fell way behind, and I've been avoiding the spoilers as best as I could. I've seen pictures because I can't, it's on Twitter, what can I do? But I haven't clicked on any videos or clips, so I don't know the context of anything. So I'm playing catch up. I'm all the way back at episode 3, and yes, I break up every story into an episode. Technically there's 2 stories in each episode, but this would be the 3rd story. I call it 3rd episode, whatever. But the Ballad of Hopediah Planner, a fun episode, funny. Westerns, I love westerns, so it kind of has that, you know, you come into town, you get to save the townspeople, it has all that kind of stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. And I'm glad we're in this season, they're traveling. So they're always moving towards a goal. So even in a filler episode or an episode where not a lot of things happen, you know, story-wise, they're still moving forward a little bit. So we open up and the family's just kind of hanging out. And again, this is by Coach. So this is going to take them forever to get to wherever they're going. And I do love how in Amphibia, they do this better than any other show in recent memory, where they'll make callbacks to earlier episodes, and it's done for the purpose of the new viewer, like, oh yeah, that's what happened in last season, but they craft it in such a way to where it doesn't feel obtrusive and it doesn't feel like it's ham-fisted and remember last season. But we see that Anne's going through her phone, she sees the Toad Tower, and she's like, wait a minute, I didn't take this picture. And then Polly's like, oh, I'm the one who took it. That's when we beat all of them. So like, oh yeah, so last season they had a big fight there at this tower, maybe I go check it out if you're a new viewer. They do it great. I love the way they write it in the story. Then I like how Brig has a good singing voice, and he does his little like he has his fiddle, so he's gonna play his little like ballad, right? It's like, oh, I wrote a song about it, and then of course Hop Pop's like, yeah, I'm gonna be in it.
Oh, am I in it?
Maybe.
I'm in it.
I just love this family dynamic. It's just so great. Little things like that, they just get me every single time. As he starts singing the song about how the Toads, then they took over and they're fighting and they're doing the whole little thing. It gets the Hop Pop.
And she saved Hop Pop, who mostly hid and coward. And coward 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 and coward.
All right, that's enough.
Woohoo! Wow, great song, dude.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He was a coward. Technically, in that last fight, he didn't do much, but he did do a lot of stuff throughout the season. And they do bring it up, like when I stood up to the tax people, when I ran for mayor. So he did do some heroic stuff. But the way that they like, oh no, when people hear the song, they want all the action and everything. And I just love. That's another thing that's it's a call out to like writers and cartoons and stories where you have to embellish a lot of stuff, but it makes sense within the context of the show because that's literally what happened. Hop Pop's all sad about like not being the hero of this song. Like it even matters. It's just a song that Sprig is singing. It's not like it's going to be sang to dozens and thousands of people. It's just for the family. So they come up on their small little town, Bittyburg, and I'm thinking, oh, cool. And it's literally a small town. Like it's itty bitty. It's so cute. it's so cute because it's tiny. So they get to this little tiny town and there's these little tiny little frogs. And of course, Anne's like, oh my goodness, everything's so cute. Like she just rips the roof off the saloon. As long as it's like a play, like as long as you're Texan, yeehaw, then oh yeah, everyone's all into it.
Yeehaw!
So they're in this fun little town, and of course they're stopping to get supplies, but I'm thinking to myself, there's not going to be much here because everything's going to be scaled down to these people's size. So maybe they can just stop, rest for a little bit, maybe get some food, but it's not going to be a lot, right? It's like finger foods to them. But we see that there's a guy harassing the townspeople. Of course, classic, spaghetti Western. There's some bad guy and he's in there, shaking everyone down for money. And I like how the money's still the same size. So their coins are as big as they are. So could you imagine having a quarter that was like 4 feet across? So he's collecting from everyone. And then we get this guy's like, oh, I can't, my son has been sick. And this little dude, oh my goodness, this guy's like the cutest freaking dude of all time. Bailey. Oh my goodness, Bailey needs to make a comeback. He's absolutely adorable. His little cute little voice is, oh my goodness, I just love this little guy. Of course, he's a bad guy. He's not going to care. Oh, you have to give me that money. I don't care about your excuses. Literally shakes him down, like shakes all the coins out of him. The Planet family's like, oh, dang, I thought that was kind of weird because isn't Anne kind of a good fighter now? Like she did some sword training and stuff. Couldn't she have done something? But okay. But Hop Pop's like, oh, I know what to do. Look at this face. He wants to do something heroic so he can be sung in a song and then people think he's awesome. So he goes out there and he confronts this guy and hey, leave these people alone. You're being a bully. You have to stand up for people. People can't fight for themselves. You have to fight for them. So he kind of croaks this guy to the ground, like, doing like knocks him over. You leave these people alone, of course, and everyone runs up to him and tries to lift him, but they're little frogs, and then he can't really lift them up. And then like, oh, wow, you saved us. And of course, he's loving it. Look at these faces. I just love the facial expressions in the show they're just off the chart. I love them. Then that little Bailey. Oh my God, Bailey. Just look at him. Really, mister? I just love that voice. Oh, tell us about your other adventures. Oh, they're not that much. And then dun, dun, dun. So he's sitting there and he's retelling basically season 1 to these people. And they're just enamored. Oh, the great hero Hop Pop. He's so great and wonderful. And even Sprig's like, hey, that's not exactly how it happened. I don't remember any of that. But he's talking about how like he beat 3 toads on Toad Tower and just threw them off, and he crushed the whole tower with one mighty blow. Like he just makes it this huge story. But then Anne kind of explains it. Oh, it's just embellishment. That's what you do when you tell a story. That's what the audience wants. Ha ha ha, making fun of the audience, but not in a mean way. Other shows do that where they call out the audience, they call out fandoms, and it's always like in a mean-spirited way, like in Lower Decks, where it's like they're making fun of you. This one's more of a generalization, and it's not necessarily putting anyone down. Amphibia does it the best. Of course, everyone's happy and cheering and everything, but I was even thinking, that dude's gonna be back. And he has a gang. Like this said this. He's like, well, you're gonna beat the gang. He's like, what do you mean a gang? So it's more than one. So they come back with the whole family, and these are some cool designs. I like all these people. The sister, she's like a newt, and everyone's really nasty, but it's classic, spaghetti Western type bad guys. You have like the dude with the who plays with the knives, and the guy with the slick mustache. I love it all. And then of course there's like the mama. She's the Mama Fratelli from Goonies. So it's like the mom runs the whole show. She shows up, oh, so you're this great Hop Pop. You're going to run me out of town. Yeah. And then, of course, all the townspeople are like, yeah, he's going to run you out and he's going to beat you guys. And it's like, oh, shut up, little dude. You're going to get my butt kicked. But it's like, oh, yeah, I would love to see that. Go ahead and try. So Hop Pop tries his best and he can't do anything. He's just an old man. This lady's huge. She's like smacking him around and everything. And everyone in town's like, oh, no, he's not that great of a hero. The rest of the time he tries to run in and save him, but they get snatched and get stuffed in barrels. And they had barrels that were the exact right size for each of the characters. Like, okay, yeah, sure thing. Then she just laughs it off. She's like, oh, this was your great protector or whatever. And you trusted this guy? It's going to be even worse for you now. Before you thought you had it bad before, it's going to even be worse. So Hop Pop kind of made the situation way worse. Is it true, Hop Pop? And then, of course, he's all crying. It's all true. There's no heroes. So, yeah, they just totally beat the crap out of him. And they tell him, get out of town. It's over. So they just leave. I'm thinking, oh, my goodness, they're going to just leave these people to their own after they screwed everything up. Look at the faces right here. Like, they don't even want to talk about it because they're like, yeah, we just ruined that whole town and made things way worse. Sprig was going to sing a song about it, but then Hop Pop just crushes it. And that's when all it comes. I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. I ruined everything. I shouldn't have done that. It's more important to help people to help them, because Anne's like, being a hero isn't about the fame and the glory and having someone sing your name in a song. It's about doing the right thing, because that's what you do. And that gets the Hop Pops. You know what? We're going back. We're gonna do this. We're gonna come up with the plan. Classic. And it's like every single time, like, why the hell is everyone whispering? There's no one to hide this plan from. Just talk out loud. But of course, it's hiding it from us, the audience. It's sundown, and all the townspeople are having to like rub their feet and make things even worse now. Then he shows up with the sun to his back, and he has the classic Clint Eastwood type hat. Coming into town here, and I just love that look. It's like, oh, okay, so you haven't learned your lesson, right? It's like, oh yeah, so he's gonna take them on. We get to zoom in with the shadow on the eyes and everything. I love it. Great shot right here. I love the way this looks. It's funny because it's a small town. So everything's scaled down, but they're like huge, almost like they're kaiju monsters inside of this little town. One of the guys runs at him and he tongue swaps him. Boom, knocks him to the ground. And then he like, fights the other ones and he's like beating them down. I'm like, dang, he's like actually beating these people. Like, how is that even possible? And then we see like up in the distance, Anne is the spotter and Sprig is the sniper. He's sniping him with rocks. So it looks like he's knocking them out, but it's actual stones that are hitting him. The mom's like, oh, dang, like this guy's the real deal. But then she sees that they're hiding it there up there. So she's like, oh, okay, I know what the game is. So when they shoot the rock, she just catches it and she clocks out Sprig. So now it's just Hop all on his own. So they're going to get him now. Now his little trick is done. He's running away and he's looking back at all the townsfolk. Just like, you're running away again? Why did you even come back? But then, he's like, you know what? I'm done running. And he starts to give this big old speech. I just love this gag so much.
Your job to fight for them. Standing up to bullies like you is the right thing to do.
They don't even let him finish. They just knock him out. And that right there, I can relate to this so much. I've been feeling like this. Of course, it's Bailey. Bailey goes up to Hop. Oh, so are you all right? But he's all jacked up. Oh no, everything's fine, Bailey. And he's like, you taught us it's the whole lesson about fighting for people who can't fight for themselves. So then they get all like crazy eyed and like sharp teeth and everything. Are there frogs that can literally do this? I don't know. Like they've been pretty good about like actual frog anatomy and stuff, like translating into the show. So I'm assuming there's an actual little frog like this. So it gets all pissed off and the one dude's like, whoa, what's going on? Then all the little dudes in the town are start turning into like these piranha style frogs. They're all super crazy looking and they just attack. So they're able to defend themselves. They're attacking all of them and everything. And I guess there were some people that weren't out there. Oh, these gags are just great. I love them so much. And then Hop's like, I guess they're taking care of themselves. And like, oh my God, did this thing blow out through her shirt? Did it like eat its way into her stomach and like a freaking alien and burst out of her chest? That would be amazing if it was the latter, but of course it's gonna just not be that. Then they defeat all the bad guys, and then I like how it runs up to Hop, and he's like, Hop's still kind of scared. He just turns normal. Bailey turns normal again. Oh, hello, Mr. Hop. Oh, so you guys defend yourself? Did I my speech about doing the right thing? And he's like, no. When you said when people can't fight for themselves, you fight for them, and gee golly, Mister, you can't fight for anything. So they did it to save his life. So I guess he gave them the confidence to defend themselves, like in a roundabout backwards kind of way. But yeah, these people just like totally take out these bad guys. Like the town's on fire. I don't know. They lit them on fire, but they're like, okay, time to get out of town. And they just leave. And Sprig sings a little song about it. End the episode. Really funny. I'm glad I guess Hop learned a lesson about being a good guy. And oh yeah, at the very end, remember that robot that came from that factory? It's still coming after them. I don't know if this is a good guy or a bad guy. Again, I'm so far behind in the episodes. Do not spoil me. But I'm thinking this thing was imprinted to one of them and it's coming to be like, oh, you're my, operator. But overall, fun episode, great gags. I love the look. I live on the deserty area. I live out west. So all these plateaus and the cactuses and that western look really appeals to me. I like this episode. It was tons of fun, great jokes. I'm glad the town learned how to defend themselves, and Hop learned a lesson along the way. I want to try to do as many of these as I can. Man, I'm hoping to do 3 or 4 a week just so I can kind of catch myself back up and hopefully get caught up before Carmen Sandiego premieres on the 1st. And I got all those episodes. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and being patient with me to getting these reviews. I got to finish up Thundercat's War, and oh my goodness, Forever 12, I haven't finished that either. I'm going to be working extra hard trying to get these videos out for you guys. Thanks for watching. Stay subbed. Comments, Amphibia, I think, is the best Disney show right now. It's just, it has all the heart. It has good action. It has great characters. And I can't wait to catch up to everyone so we can talk about the new stuff. But thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.
No. The part about how when someone can't fight for themselves, you need to fight for them. You clearly can't fight for yourself. Here's a tooth, by the way.
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15 Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.